Hey guys, what's up? My name is Anthony, and welcome to another edition of BnA Sports Talk. So, whoa, all this Kyler Murray stuff is coming out. I mean, it's a couple days before the draft. I told you things are going to start coming out. It's a couple days before the draft, and like last year, Sam Darnold was a lock number one pick. And then all of a sudden, you start hearing Josh Allen. Then 2 days before the draft, you start hearing Baker Mayfield. I'm going to say, wait till 2 days before the draft, and that's when everything is going to be consensus. I mean, the Cardinals, after all this time, just finished their big board of 400, prospects who they're going to draft, so it's nothing, like, they still haven't made up their mind yet. And in my opinion, I said Josh Rosen is just as good of a scheme fit as Kyler Murray. And if you're only getting a second round pick for Josh Rosen, that means you lost out on a first and a fifth, and I don't know, and you're not drafting somebody else, and you're not drafting Nick Bosa or Quentin Williams to help your defense. I've been of the mindset this entire time, Josh Rosen is your guy. The stats. Look at Troy Aikman. Look at Eli Manning. Look at Peyton Manning's first years. If Josh Rosen was put in a better scenario, I think he would have done well. If you would have put Baker Mayfield in the same situation, I think Baker would have done a little bit better. Like, the Browns wasn't the best situation, but if you think about it, it was a good situation. You had a good offensive line in Cleveland. You had some defensive pieces that helped your offense. All Arizona had was Patrick Peterson and Larry Fitzgerald, who, are great, but Patrick Peterson's still good, but especially Larry Fitzgerald. He is reliable, but he is getting old. He hasn't been getting the separation like he has when he was younger. And then plus you got decimated by injuries. Put another quarterback in that position. I think if Eli is in that situation, you saw what happened a couple years ago. The team only won 3 games. So at this point, Josh Rosen is learning. He does make some mistakes. He's not the most accurate passer, but everyone has their mistakes. There's no such thing as a perfect quarterback. Tom Brady throws interceptions. Aaron Rodgers makes mistakes. He can't win every single game. You got to stay in it for the long haul. The reason why you traded up from 15 to 10 is because you thought this guy was great. I know it's the other regime, and you don't want to double down on a dumb mistake, but I don't think, if you look at it, this is that dumb of a mistake. Now that we kind of know this, how far will Kyler Murray fall? I think that Kyler Murray will fall at 2 or 3. I don't think he's fallen any further than that. The only problem with I see this is there's not very many teams that are desperate at the quarterback position. The Miami Dolphins, like I said, are going to tank for next year. The Washington Redskins have their bridge guy in Case Keenum, and they're going to see if Alex Smith has it, and maybe in a couple years they'll draft one. A lot of teams are looking for a quarterback for next year. They're looking for their guy next year. You have the whole laundry list of teams looking at next year. So if you're looking at it, Kyler Murray, the Jets are desperate, like I said a couple days ago, to trade out from the 3rd spot. Especially imagine Quentin Williams goes, then Nick Bosa goes, or Nick Bosa, Josh Allen go, and then it's all of a sudden like, oh God, we already have our interior line pretty much set up. What do we do now? They're going to want to trade back. Now, will the Giants do a trade with the Jets? I don't know. The Giants really haven't had that much of a history with trading with the Jets. But I think if Kyler Murray is available at 3, my opinion has changed. I think you go get Kyler Murray and you trade you trade a lot of your assets. You trade your 2nd and 3rd round pick. The only problem with the Giants, I've been mentioning, that number 6 pick is such an odd spot. Why did we have to win those last couple of games? I mean, if we, just blew another game against the Chicago Bears, we would be picking like number 4 overall. But if you look at it, no elite players are probably going to drop to 6. There's no good value at 6, which is why I think Dwayne Haskins is almost going to be there at 6. I'm starting to think that, and we're going to want to pick him or trade back with somebody who wants Dwayne Haskins at 6. I mean, there's no good value at 6. You already have Quentin Williams, your Nick Bosa's, your Josh Allen's, your top tier guys are going to be off the board, your Devin White's. Kyler Murray's probably going to be off the board because somebody's going to trade up. So the Giants are going to have to move away from that number 6 spot. It's not good enough to draft a guy like Christian Wilkins or Greedy Williams or Dexter Lawrence or Cleveland Farrell or Ed Oliver or Rashawn Gary. I don't think it's that spot. I think their value is at like 10 or 11. So at number 6, you're either going to want to trade. You're going to want to trade that pick, which is why I have money. I have money on. There's a bet on my bookie that says, okay, is a top 10 team going to trade their pick? That's the easiest bet I ever made in my life. Of course, the team's going to trade their pick. The Cardinals, the Jets, the Giants. And so one of those teams is going to trade. And there are also rumors that the Detroit Lions are going to want to trade their pick too with the Patriots. I've heard the Patriots are going to make a big jump, and I would too. You need to give this team a little more talent, but it comes to a point where the Patriots haven't really been good at drafting talent over their entire dynasty, and you're going to need to start getting elite players, because after a while, you can't start keep on trying to bank on stealing players later in the draft. You know, it's not sustainable. I mean, the teams like the Seahawks seem like they're really good at it, but Seahawks only have 4 picks this year. But you know, like eventually you're not going to bank on it. And this is the main reason why I'm keeping Rosen. He never said an inch, any iota of anything controversial. A couple days ago, he said the truth. Like, it was kind of annoying, all these rumors and stuff. But he knows inside the locker room, he has their trust. You know how easy it would be for Josh Rosen to say, you know what, I'm done with this, blah, blah, blah. How he'd make it difficult for the Cardinals and decrease his trade value and stuff like that. It would be so easy for him to do that. Like, take the Antonio Brown route. I want out. But I think the Cardinals are treating this right. I think the Cardinals inside are like, Joshua, you're a guy. What are you talking about? Like, the Cardinals never said anything about trading Rosen or drafting Kyler Murray. That's all smoke. Like, they never said, oh, we love Kyler Murray and and Josh Rosen is all right. He's an all right quarterback. No, he said Josh Rosen's amazing. So is Kyler Murray, and we're making a decision. Inside that locker room, it's different from what we think outside. People sometimes are wishful thinking and think, oh, this is an obvious choice. But inside that locker room, like I said, you're going to pass on Williams, and you're going to maybe Josh Rosen ends up like a Pro Bowl quarterback, and Kyler Murray is a big risk too. What are you going to make this whole thing based on one head coach comes in and destroys everything, kind of like Chip Kelly? I also want to comment on this thing with Odell. Now that Odell's gone, people are saying Dave Gettleman implied that Odell was the problem in the locker room. Yeah, he kind of was. I mean, with Ben McAdoo, everything was like laissez-faire. Everything was like relaxed, no problems, just a bunch of talent. Kind of like the Los Angeles Rams, I said. And that would be a problem. But it ended up not being a problem for the Los Angeles Rams because it depends about the coach. It depends, hey, when it comes down to working, can your guys say, okay, it's time to work and now it's time to play, now it's time to have fun. The Giants, all those boat trips, Ben McAdoo tried to create a locker room where it's like, I'm the fun guy, and that didn't really work. And plus, it wasn't just Odell. Remember the whole Landon Collins, Eli Apple stuff? Why did we keep Eli Apple? I guess we wanted to make his trade value go up, but Landon Collins literally called him a cancer in the locker room, and then we decided to keep him? I mean, I guess as time goes, people forget about that stuff, and the trade value went up. That's why I think we got a 3rd rounder for him. So, I mean, I guess that was good, but I don't know. The Giants, he literally called him a cancer in the locker room, and people sometimes forget about that. There's a whole drama on the defense. There are too many stars on the defense. Now what we're trying to do is draft some young talent, which is why you get a quarterback at 6. If you get a quarterback at 6 now, you do not draft any offensive linemen throughout this entire year, and I think you stick with Chad Wheeler, or maybe try to get a right tackle later in the rounds. But you need to go, if you draft a quarterback, defense with your number 2, 3, and 4 picks. I think with the 3rd round pick, you get a safety. With a 2nd round pick, you get I don't think corners would be a great value, but I think you get a defensive end. And then for your number 17 overall, hopefully DeAndre Baker, Byron Murphy, or Greedy Williams is still there. Whichever guy's highest on your board is still there. More people are high on Ed Oliver, so maybe a team like the Packers trades even to get Ed Oliver. I'm not sure, but I've heard rumors of the Jets for Ed Oliver too. But there's so many things going on. I'm excited for the draft. This is the most exciting time of year. I'm looking forward to it very much. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a like rating. Let me know what you guys think the Giants should do in the comment section down below, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.